Hi friend, today I would like to share with you about topic of hypothesis. What is a hypothesis? Easy definition. In science, a hypothesis is an idea or explanation that you then test through study and experimentation. Outside science, a theory or guess can also be called a hypothesis. A hypothesis is something more than a wild guess, but less than a well-established theory. What is an example of hypothesis? For example, someone performs experiment on plant growth might report this hypothesis. If I give a plant an unlimited amount of sunlight, then the plant will grow to its largest possible size. Hypothesis cannot be ruled correct from the data obtained in the experiment. Instead, hypotheses are either supported by. How do we write a hypothesis? When you write your hypothesis, it should be based on your educated guess, not on known data. A step in the process: number 1, ask a question. Number 2, do background research. Number 3, construct a hypothesis. Number 4, test your hypothesis by doing an experiment. Number 5, analyze your data and draw a conclusion. Number 6, communicate your results. Why hypothesis is important? A hypothesis is used in experiment to define relationship between two variables. The purpose of hypothesis is to find answer to a question. A formalized hypothesis gives for us to think about what results should look for in an experiment. The first variable is a co-independent variable. How do you create a new hypothesis? To write a new hypothesis, first start by asking a question. Rephrase that question in a format that assumes no relationship between the variable. In other words, assume a treatment has no effect. Write your hypothesis in a way that reflects this. How do you identify a research hypothesis? The hypothesis is often found in the abstract, but not always. You will find it before you read the method section of study. It sometimes repeats in the conclusion section, along with whether or not the research was correct and implications for future research. What is testable hypothesis? A hypothesis is a tentative answer to scientific question. A testable hypothesis is a hypothesis that can grow or disprove as a result of testing, data collection, or experience. Only testable hypothesis can use to conceive and perform an experiment use scientific methods. Why hypothesis is important in research? A hypothesis is an explanation for an observed problem or phenomenon based on the derived knowledge and observation. Eye-tracking study can deliver a vast amount of data, making it even more important to know and understand the metrics necessary to answer the research question. What are characteristics of hypothesis? The power of prediction. One value attribute of good hypothesis is to predict for the future. Closest observable thing. A hypothesis must have low contact with observable. Simplicity, clarity, testability, relevant to problem, specific, relevant to variable techniques. What makes strong hypothesis? Hypothesis is an educated, testable prediction about what will happen. Make it clear. A good hypothesis is written in clear, in simple language. Reading your hypothesis should tell a teacher or just exactly what you thought was going to happen when you start your project. What makes a hypothesis a theory? In other words, according to Merriam-Webster dictionary, a hypothesis is an idea that hasn't been proven yet. If enough evidence accumulates to support hypothesis, it moves to the next step, known as a theory in a scientific method, and become accepted as a valid explanation of phenomenon. Remember, subscribe to see the next video. Thank you.